We did not. Okay, that's fine. Okay, you need to pay attention because we have a quiz Wednesday on this.
Is this going to be like extremely hard?
No, it's extremely easy. Yes.
Is it like this hard for you to do?
It's a new thing.
What should I label this?
Absolute value equations. Absolute value equations. Yes. Yes. Gentlemen, I am not going to tell you to settle down again. I'm just going to write you up. Okay, absolute value. So let's start with just the absolute value of x. Okay, I'm gonna shorten the lesson. We're graphing absolute value equations. All absolute value equations will be V's. An absolute value equation is a V. You can remember that because it's absolute value, V. V for value, absolute value. They will all be V's. Huh?
Is it always upright?
No, but we are not going to do the opposite. If you put a negative sign in front of it, it flips it. But we're not going to do that because of time. Okay. So basic absolute value equation, right? And what's happening here, if I were to graph this using the old way that you learned back in 7th grade, right? We pick some x's, 0, 1, 2, -1, -2. Well, the absolute value of 0 is 0. The absolute value of 1 is 1. The absolute value of 2 is 2. The absolute value of -1 is 1. The absolute value of -2 is 2. If I plot those points, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, -1, 1, -2, 2, you see what it looks like, okay? So that's how we know it's a V. Absolute values are always going to be V's. Everybody got that? Okay. Now, let's just change the formula a little bit. And let's do y equals absolute value of x plus 2. When we add a number to the base function, so we're calling this our base function, right? That's your basic absolute value. If I add a number to it, it shifts every value up 2 units. So instead of 0, 0, this vertex, this is called the vertex, it's going to be up here at 0, 2. Instead of 1, 1, it'll be 1, 3. Everything moves up 2 units. So the equation will look like this. Notice it is still a V. Okay. Also notice that each side basically has a slope of 1. Up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, right? It has a slope of 1. The other side has a slope of -1. Okay, for what we're doing right now, that's always going to be the case. So when you sketch it, each line should have a slope of 1 or -1. Okay. So what do you think y equals the absolute value of x minus 3 will look like? Goes down 3. Yeah, just goes down 3. Okay, so the way we're going to graph these, to start with anyway, is we're going to sketch in the base function. Right, so I'm going to sketch in, I'll do it in dotted lines so you know it's a sketch. right? There's my base function. With arrows on each end because they keep going, right? I'll label it just absolute value of x. And that way I can see where it has to shift. So it has to shift down a unit. So I'm going to do this as a solid line because this is my final answer. And here we have absolute value of x minus 3. Okay, so you can sketch in the different stages.
That's all you have to do.
No, we got more to do. Yes.
You have to like do that sketch thing, or can you just?
For now, yes. For now, yes. Okay. Okay. So if we add a number after the absolute value, it shifts it up. If we subtract a number, it shifts it down. Now, what if I do something like this? Right? These are different, right? The first green one, we're shifting it up. It seems like it would be right. So here's the thing. If I add the number outside of the absolute value, it shifts it up or down. Okay? If it's added outside the absolute value, it shifts it up or down. If it's added inside, it shifts it right or left. But it does the opposite of what you would think. Instead of going to the right 2, it's going to go to the left 2. So here's my base function. This one I'm going to move to the left 2. And there's my absolute value. Okay, there's my graph.
How'd you do that? Why?
Why am I doing that, Aaron?
Because it's the opposite.
Right, because the 2 is inside, and we always shift left or right, and it's the opposite of what you would think. Plus 2, you would normally think to go to the right. This is minus 2, so we're going to the left. Okay, so if I have the y equals the absolute value of x minus 3, it's going to the right 3. So here's I start right in the middle, and I'm moving to the right 3. So there you go. Okay. Okay, so I want you to graph y equals the absolute value of x plus 5. Okay, so I'm going to just sketch in my base function. Okay, there's my base function. I'm moving it which direction?
Left.
Left 5. So we move each point left 5. So there we go. Okay. Okay. Questions on that? Pretty easy, right?
Why'd you go left on that?
Because left is the opposite of positive 5. We do the opposite. When it's inside, we do the opposite. Yes.
Is this the same thing as the translation?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
So if the 5 was outside of it, it would go to the right.
No? If the 5 was outside of it, which way would it go? Up. Up. You got to pay attention. You weren't paying attention. Okay, so I want you to sketch this one by yourself. Absolute value of x minus 2 plus 3. Try that one by yourself. Okay, so I'm going to start by sketching in my basic absolute value. So here's my absolute value of x. Okay, what do you want to do first now?
Right too.
Why am I going to the right 2?
Because it's the opposite.
Right, this is -2, and -2 inside, we do the opposite of that. So we go to the right 2. Inside, we move left or right. Outside, we move up and down. Okay, so we're going to move to the right 2. Now I'm going to keep it dotted.
Oh, inside what?
Inside, we move left or right.
And you were
Outside, we move up or down.
right. And you were right because it's a -2, right?
We went right because inside, we do the opposite. This is a -2, which you would think would be left,
But you're trying to
but
get
we do the
absolute
opposite.
value. So if it was positive, it would go to the left.
Yes, sir. Okay,
Oh.
so we're going to leave this dotted because we're not finished. This is the absolute value of x -2, right? We're not finished, right? So now we'll do the +3. So we're going to take that curve or V, and we're going to move it up 1, 2, 3. And that's my final one.
You have to have all 3 of those?
For now, yes.
And you went up 3 because it's plus, right? Plus means
Yes,
up and negative means
yes, yes, yes. Okay. I'm going to have you do another one by yourself. We're going to do y equals the absolute value of x plus 4 plus 5. Do that one by yourself.
You have to do the left one.
Yeah, do the stages, the steps, and make them dotted in between, right? Okay, so first I'm going to draw in my absolute value of V, and I'm going to label it.
You always
Absolute
draw that
value.
first.
Always draw that first. Absolute value of X, right there.
So you get
Okay. Always draw that first. Okay, what do we do next?
Go left.
Left 4, good. Left 4 because it's a +4 inside the absolute value. So we're going to move it to the left 4. So this is the absolute value of X plus 4. And then from there, we go up 5.
There we go.
And that's our final answer.
Do you have to do those other 2?
For now, yes.
That's kind of like showing your work.
Yes, that's exactly right.
But in reality, we only use 2 negatives.
Huh?
But we would only use
Positive up, negative down.
I thought we would
On the
only use 2.
outside.
Like without drawings. On the outside, possible.
For now, there'll only be 2 of them, yes.
Yes. Wait, what are you saying?
Nico.
If we replace, when we get it incorrect on the test, we don't label it like the not the label, like the
Yes.
absolute.
Yes.
So I choose right.
Okay. Okay. Questions other than, or any more questions, I should say? Okay, we have a quiz tomorrow on this, or Wednesday on this, okay? You need to show your work, which means I need to see the dotted in between stages and I need to see them labeled, okay? All right, so for now, there's a worksheet in Google Classroom. There will be a worksheet in Google Classroom as soon as I release it. So this is pretty easy, right? Okay, so you need to complete this worksheet and submit it to Google Classroom. This is not all we're doing today, so you need to be working on this and completing this, please.